Hi, my name is Vanessa. I am a personal trainer and health and wellness coach. And the question on the table now is, which pre-workout would I recommend? A client of mine, her pre-workout is finished, and as she knows, I distribute various health and wellness products. She's asking me to give her something from my range. So bottom line is, I don't have anything within the range of products that I recommend, and I don't see this as a shortcoming. The reason being that pre-workouts are generally, okay, I have to pause and say, I'm not a dietitian or a qualified nutritionist or anything. I'm just a health and wellness coach, and I specialize in personal training, which obviously leads into various basic lifestyle advice, and this is one of them. I do have a background in that I have competed in bikini competitions in my own right. Now, I haven't been a superstar in that respect, but I have certainly felt the pinch and worked through whatever it is that I've needed. My general outlook is that I've tried to keep things as natural as possible. When I say tried, I'm talking about normal lifestyle things. I don't promote anything that is kind of a steroidal nature or anything like that. I don't promote fat burners and so on and so forth. But what I do enjoy is a lot of coffee, which obviously introduces a lot of caffeine into my system. So let's start there before I go back to the pre-workout story. And it's kind of, in my mind, they're all the same, because I'm referring to the stimulant effect of caffeine, and pre-workouts generally have a very high caffeine or stimulant element. This particular pre-workout that this client sent me has 300 milligrams of caffeine per serving. So to put you into the picture, that would be the equivalent of 2 double espressos in one go. Over and above that, it obviously incorporates a lot of other elements which promote muscle development, muscle recovery in various forms. And there are so many pre-workouts out there that all I would like to say about that is that often people who are training for basic fitness, general fitness, overall health and wellness do not need the kind of stimulation or muscle assistance that somebody who is a professional bodybuilder would need, for argument's sake. Even as a bikini competitor, the most I ever used was plain, clean as possible, because it is obviously factory produced, L-glutamine. And I'm not going to go into L-glutamine now, but L-glutamine is important. So yes, there are certain elements of a pre-workout that may be worth incorporating into your program from a nutritional aspect. But I think the collective of everything in there is overkill and unnecessary and potentially unsafe. I'm not saying all pre-workouts out there, and I'm not even saying this one in particular, but as a rule, I wouldn't like to have something that if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be able to train properly. So I know that a lot of people who do take pre-workouts habitually, the kind of pre-workouts that make your hands tingle, your skin and your face tingle, those kinds of pre-workouts, generally they become almost, whether I'm not saying physiologically addicted, but psychologically addicted, that if they don't have their pre-workout, they don't feel that they can train properly, and they enjoy that buzz. I don't judge. Do it, use it, don't use it, and so on and so forth. My preference would be to have something that is more sustainable and a bit safer, and that is more targeted. So if you're going to be going for something that is caffeine orientated, go for something that is healthy, that isn't filled with all sorts of other things. If you're going to have something that is caffeine, go for coffee. Go for there are a couple of products in my range which have either caffeine or guarana in them, which are both stimulants, but they are not excessive, not to the extreme of not to the kind of 300 milligram per portion extreme, which I do think is extreme personally, for me. But I wouldn't say down 2 double espressos and then go and train. I mean, your poor heart. So yeah, that's kind of my answer. As you can see, as part of this video, I've also attached a bit of a blurb which gives you a couple of comparisons of just caffeine content of a couple of our basic things that we know already. And then I've also given you a few links to the pros and cons of caffeine, so that you don't take my word for it, because it really is a personal choice, and it is an ongoing debate about the values of caffeine. And why? Because there are pros and cons to everything, like everything else. There are certain things, in my opinion, that are just flat outright bad for you, but this is one that, like, as I say, I enjoy it. A lot of diets say no coffee, no coffee, no coffee, no coffee. Okay, why? And I'm not saying this for all diets. I'm not saying this for all weight loss programs or anything, but what I am saying is that most people will not drink black coffee. Most people will have either milk or sugar or both in their coffee, and that is why coffee is eliminated from a lot of weight loss programs. So I enjoy black coffee. I only ever have black coffee, so that's fine. I hope this kind of answers your question. If you're looking for a pre-workout, I would rather go for as I say, I can recommend a couple of products if you like, and they're very, very, very reasonably priced, and they can be mixed and matched with certain things, or you can just have black coffee. And then if you're looking for some of the other elements that a pre-workout offers, like, for example, L-glutamine, then order it separately. At least then you know you've got absolute control over what you're using for yourself. If, however, you are watching this and you have either a doctor who is advising you with respect to your nutrition because you have medical issues, or if you are a competitor, or if maybe you just have a dietitian or nutritionist that is advising you holistically with respect to your supplements, your food intake, etc., and is controlling the sum total of what it is that you're taking in every single day, then write off everything I've said. Only listen to one person at a time. Too many cooks in the kitchen, too many people managing your process is just confusing, because we all have different outlooks, and 99.9% of those outlooks are holistic in their own right. And if you try and pick and choose bits and pieces from different people's approach, you might end up shooting yourself in the foot. Okay. All right. So that's my answer with the pre-workout. Check out the links. Take ownership of your process. Have a look at the pros and cons. See what works for you. If you've got any questions, you're welcome to post them to me.